Let's rewind to 2010, a year that changed everything for Taylor Swift fans. She'd just swept the Grammys with, and it felt like the world revolved around her songs. Taylor was still the girl with a guitar, but now she was a global superstar. Her music was our soundtrack, singing along to You Belong With Me, crying to White Horse. The tour's end wasn't just a concert, it was the close of a chapter we'd all lived through. That final show was more than a performance, it was a turning point. The energy was electric, a mix of celebration and nostalgia. We were saying goodbye to the fairy tale era, sparkly dresses, first loves, and the hopefulness of youth. When she stepped on stage that last night, everyone knew it was special. It was the end of the Taylor we first fell for, and we were all there to send her off. The era defined her and us. That night, we all felt the weight of a goodbye to our own youth, but we were ready to see what Taylor would do next. That final show? Pure spectacle. The stage looked like a storybook castle, with costume changes, dancers, and that iconic sparkly guitar. Taylor made the arena feel intimate, appearing on a small stage in the back, connecting with fans everywhere. The crowd was electric, on their feet singing every word. You Belong With Me was a highlight. Taylor in her band geek outfit, then a sparkling dress, the whole arena singing along. Then she sat at the piano sharing stories and playing White Horse. The arena fell silent, tears everywhere. Those quiet, vulnerable moments made the night unforgettable. The encore was legendary. Confetti cannons, a blizzard of glitter, and Should Have Said No with an indoor rainstorm. The energy was off the charts. It was the perfect send-off for the era. Every moment felt like magic. Taylor gave everything, and the crowd gave it right back. The night was a celebration and a farewell rolled into one. It was a memory everyone there would keep forever. The end of an era, but the start of something new. What set Taylor apart that night was her bond with fans. She made eye contact, mouthed thank you, and made everyone feel seen, even in the nosebleeds. Her stories between songs felt genuine, like a friend sharing her journey. Fans held up signs, "Taylor, you saved me." And she read them, visibly moved. During an emotional song, she got choked up, and the crowd cheered her on. It was a two-way street, her vulnerability, our support. The connection was real, and the goodbye felt personal. We'd grown up with Taylor. Her songs were our memories. That night, she was more than a superstar. She was the friend who understood. The bond didn't end with the show. It was a promise that the journey would continue. The set list was a masterclass in storytelling. Love Story turned the arena into a fairy tale. Everyone singing, everyone believing. 15 was raw and honest, just Taylor and her guitar, resonating with every fan. Mothers, daughters, best friends, everyone was swept up in the nostalgia. The breakup anthems, like You're Not Sorry, were cathartic. Taylor at the piano, pouring her heart out. The crowd screamed every lyric, feeling every note. It was more than a concert. It was a shared therapy session. But Fearless was the true goodbye. Dancing in a storm, celebrating courage and hope. Taylor sang it with a smile, and it felt like a victory lap. The night ended on an uplifting note, full of gratitude and anticipation. Every song was a memory, every performance a farewell. The music united us all, one last time. It was the perfect close to the era. That final 2010 show was more than a tour's end. It was a turning point. Taylor was ready to move beyond fairy tales and high school crushes. The goodbye marked her transition from country darling to a more mature artist. Soon after, she'd release, written entirely by herself, a bold new chapter. That night was the bridge between innocence and evolution. The confidence from the era empowered her to take risks. She'd proven she could command a stadium, and her fans would follow. The show was a graduation, not an ending. It gave her freedom to grow and experiment. Fans remember it as the moment Taylor began her transformation. We witnessed the end of the beginning and the start of a legendary journey, the perfect goodbye to an era that defined a generation. But the story didn't end there. As the lights faded, Taylor's music lingered in the hearts of everyone who was there that night. Fans held up their phones, lighting up the arena like a sea of stars, each light a thank you, a memory, a promise to follow her wherever she would go next. For so many, Taylor's songs became the soundtrack to growing up, her words a comfort, her courage an inspiration. That night, a generation said goodbye to innocence and hello to possibility. Taylor showed us how to be fearless, how to embrace change, and how to dream bigger. As Taylor stepped into the next chapter, so did we. The future was unwritten, but it shimmered with hope. And as the music played on, we knew This was not just the end of an era, but the beginning of something extraordinary.